Now, you must understand that at the current time, right this very second, at the end of 2024, humanity is enslaved. There are the bad ETs, the authoritarian ETs. They've been controlling this planet as a prison. We've been drumming this into everybody forever. That, we are totally opposed to the crazy stuff you're getting out of much of the New Age community, that the galaxy is a galaxy of wonderful, life-supporting beings that are just waiting for humanity to wake up and embrace them and then join the happy brothers and sisters out there in the galaxy. That is being fed to you by bad ETs through channeling and other forces, where they actually are trying to make you just go to sleep and not realize what they're really doing. Nowhere in the galaxy or on Earth is everything always good. There's always people good and bad on every side. So humanity right now is in a system. You can trace it back in an easy way to the old Greek and Roman days. Those are slave societies, and they had gods like Zeus and things like that. Those gods like Zeus and Ra and stuff like that, they were wardens. They were wardens in the prison system. And Zeus, the god Zeus, we did a whole project on him. He was a warden in the prison system, and he was a serial rapist. He used to go around and rape underage children, underage girls in front of their families. He was a bastard that should have been put in prison himself. He wasn't a god. He was just a person like you and me. He looked human, in fact. So, and they thought of him as a god because he flew around in these fancy spaceships and had, electronic power that they didn't understand back in those days. So the idea is that the idea is going way back in time is the idea of control over others by bad forces. And Zeus and Ra and things like that, those are good examples of that type of thinking. And then there was a change. They were actually confronted militarily by some other better ETs, and they had to go sort of underground. And they've been manipulating things behind the scenes, but they're still dominant, and they do have written agreements. Remember, that's what Chaim Eshed, former CEO of the Israeli Space Directorate for 30 years, has stated, and you can Google that. Haim, Eshed, Eshed, decorated general, now a professor, but former CEO of their version of NASA. He has talked about the written agreements that the United States government and a few other governments have with the extraterrestrials to allow the extraterrestrials to conduct experiments, which turned out to be a huge human trafficking operation, talking millions and millions of people. And that's one of the reasons that the human governments don't want everyone to know anything about disclosure, because then the whole stuff of what they did would come out. And, So what you have to understand is that domination dominates everywhere in the planet. Slavery is everywhere. In fact, as above, so below, you do as your masters have done. Humanity is a slave-based culture. And slavery is everywhere. Human trafficking is absolutely the largest source of money transfer on the planet Earth. It is the absolute largest source of money transfer. And that's followed by the sale of drugs and weapons. So, that's where all the huge big money. That's why some of the big defense companies really like wars, because that's where they make all their money. They don't make money during peacetime. So human thinking is based on the idea of domination of one group over another. Military, political, one party wins over the other. Economic activity, military activity. And the idea is that the winner dominates the loser. That's the way we think. So the authoritarian bad ETs, they think of everything like that. That's how they operate. That's the principle of domination. We win, we dominate, we control, you're the slave. So humanity has absolutely zero chance of defeating the bad ETs all by themselves. It's just impossible. We have nowhere anywhere close to the technological capabilities, both AI as well as other technology, that the bad ETs have. So the winning side always dominates, so the only way that we can equal the playing field is with alliances. Now, it is true that the good ETs are trying to wake us up so that we can make a free will choice to align ourselves the masses towards the good ETs. But even then, it's going to be very complicated to pull this off because the entire society has become a slave-based society. And the good ETs, which are a free will group, and actually they're a fanatical free will group. They absolutely won't do anything without permissions. The free will is an absolute core of their code of conduct. Well, humanity is a slave-based society. We dominate others, human trafficking, everything like that. They're not going to freely just accept us, accept humanity into their midst as a slave culture. We're going to have to change. It's going to be incredibly complicated for us to change. That's one of the reasons that we have to change the way we do things. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to need the assistance of AI. Now,